Self-control, even in a world of all kinds of surprises like unexpected traffic or unexpected sickness or unexpected diagnoses, there's nothing that threatens our margins as much as our inability to control the appetites and desires of our heart. In other words, when you had a plan and suddenly your heart wanted something different, and that heart, it wanted something that was reckless or sinful, more time in your life has been wasted chasing urgent desires in a fallen heart than all the traffic jams that you've sat in combined. Which is why he says every athlete exercises self-control. So what's self-control? We should define this. Self-control is the ability to control urgent desires for the sake of important ones. And so you may have an important desire. I want to be healthy. Be physically healthy. But then it's urgent. I've just ate something and I want my third dessert. And so I have to say, am I going to allow urgent desires to supersede important desires? If so, we throw away our self-control. If we say, no, I want my important desires to reign. And this is how this lives. This is how it works all the time. The heart of people all around the world says something like, of even Christians, you know what, I want to look at pornography or something sensual. And yet important desires to say, you know what, I don't want to objectify somebody and I don't want to recategorize beauty in my own heart and mind. There's urgent and there's important. And a self-controlled person will tell themselves no to urgent desires for important desires. That's why it's good to go to the store knowing what you want before you find out everything you didn't know existed, right? You show up and I have important desires. There's important priorities in my life, but all of a sudden I'm like, hey, I didn't know that existed. And now all of a sudden I want it, and once I want it, it becomes urgent, and we routinely mistake urgency for importance. And so let me encourage you. Proverbs 25:28 says that a man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls, which represents a disaster, able to be attacked. So what does Paul say? He says, you know what? I'm not going to run aimlessly. I'm not going to box as though I'm boxing the air. No, instead I'm going to discipline my body and keep it under control. And so he compares self-discipline to boxing, where he's swinging and he's not just missing and hitting the air, he's actually connecting. And what is he connecting on? He's connecting on every impulse that his fallen heart would ask for that would disqualify his witness and shame his Lord. So let me encourage you to devote your first few moments of the day yielding yourself to Christ, because self-control is a fruit of the Holy Spirit, and the fruit of the Holy Spirit is born when we're yielded to Christ. Let me encourage you to say no to yourself. Maybe even just for practice, just to build up the stamina of saying no to yourself so that when something of significance comes, is that you have a little bit of track record of saying no to yourself when it matters. And let me encourage you to make decisions in advance. Making decisions in advance is such an aspect of self-control that we struggle with so much. And so let me just give you an example of this, okay? And I've not done it perfectly, but this is an effort. I've found over time that I'm so much better and more helpful to people if I've spent time with Jesus first. And a lot of people, they can meet, and when they want to meet, when they can meet, is before work. And so that makes an early meeting. And so if I am better with people when I spend time with Jesus, and somebody wants to meet at 6:30 in the morning before they have to go to work, sometimes it's the best thing for me to do, and so I do. I like to get up early. But what I have to do is I have to make an advanced decision. And what that means is this: if someone says 6:30, I have to not just say, you know what, I'm not doing anything at 6:30. What do I have to do? I have to back up and say, well, if I need to spend time with Jesus to be any good in that moment, then what time do I need to wake up? And if I have to wake up at that time, what am I doing the night before? Have we already made a commitment the night before that's actually going to keep me up later to where I'll be not only exhausted and have no time with the Lord and have no filling of the Holy Spirit, so when I spend time with this person anyway, it's going to be a waste of their time and mine. And so we have to think holistically and make decisions in advance about how we're going to take care of our time. So let me encourage you to deny yourself for a mission that is worth your life. The only kind of life that is worth your precious limited days is a life following Jesus.